guys, Google AdWords training, basically gearing it towards hardwood flooring, but it doesn't matter. It's for everything. So we did this yesterday, and I had originally scheduled it for right now, today, Monday, 4 o'clock. And then I thought my schedule was going to change. So at the last minute, I said, hey man, I'm gonna do it on Sunday. So like 5 or 6 people showed up, and then there was a lot of people that was looking forward to it. And I said, man, he's like, it didn't happen. So here we are. And it's, I don't know, mute yourself out if you want to, but unmute yourself, ask me some questions. This is kind of like starting in the middle of, I don't know, like there is no start point and end point for business. And before you get your Google ads going, there's a lot of other stuff that you really need to do first. But I have a lot of people always ask me about Google ads, and Google ads is the only. So Alice, real quick, let me just go through. It's like, so at 16, I quit high school, leave North Carolina, come out to California. I'm not doing anything, working at McDonald's. Leave McDonald's, I go big time. I got a job at Kenny Shoes. Kenny Shoes doesn't even exist anymore, but I could sell the hell out of shoes. And I'm pretty sure. Do you remember? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was because nobody could understand me because my hick accent was so freaking thick. They felt bad for me and they were buying shoes. But I started dating a girl. Her dad did hardwood flooring. He's like, you either got to go back to school or learn a trade where you can really support yourself. Got into construction, loved it because it made me feel good about myself at the end of the day. Felt like I did something. Became addicted to the money, but then ended up wanting more. Just, wanting more. Didn't think I could do anything. Just, met some other guys in construction that, give me some decent advice. So I got my contractor's license. Thought I was in business, didn't know anything about business. Luckily, I was working for a gentleman that had a huge house and didn't seem to ever leave the house and go to work. And finally, one day I asked him, I said, man, I said, when do you work? And he chuckled and he said, I'm working right now. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, Brian, if I have to be there, it's not a business, it's a job. And I was like, dude, now I'm more confused than ever. and he was real old, like probably 42. I thought he was like somebody's granddad, because I was like 22 at the time. And he said, I said, man, please explain that to me. And he said, he says, I will, but are you serious? Do you really want to know, or are you just making conversation? And I was like, dude, I'm as dumb as dirt. I need all the help I can get. So he kind of explained what business was, how it should be ran, all of that. Gave me some books and other stuff, kind of mentored me for some years, told me some coaches to hire and seminars to go to. And I never looked back. I've never stopped trying to learn something every day, every week, just all of it, just seminar wherever I could go, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn's, all of them, man. It was just, I just inundated myself with it. And I feel like I was kind of blessed because I was so, dumb, so uneducated, that when it came time for me at the age of like 22, when I needed the education the most, is I wasn't burnt out. Like a lot of people are like, oh man, I'm burnt out of school and this and college. And, and for me, it was the opposite. I wanted as much as I could get. So I dove in, big time, and just, it worked out for me. And then I've been teaching marketing since 1995. And some of the guys are still doing it today that I started with way back when. You'll see me post about them on Facebook every now and then. But in 2001, I sold my first company, got rid of everything, moved the family back to South Carolina, wrote some books, traveled the country with some of my heroes, and told the family, said, hey, if you guys don't want to, if South Carolina doesn't work out, we'll move back to California. They didn't like it. So 3 years later, I promised we'd move back. So we did. They didn't like the bugs, really. Everything else they were fine with, but the bugs, and they were okay with the humidity and the storms. They just, hide in the house. But doing what I was doing, I was on a speaking tour, like doing personal development and leadership training for Blue Cross Blue Shield. I was traveling with Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, a whole bunch of like Mark Victor Hansen. And I was making okay money, but not enough to live in California. So when we moved back, I quit all that shit and went back into construction and started another company, sold it. And then YouTube came around before Google bought them. And I thought, man, I'm gonna do these YouTube videos and make a lot of money. And then that ended up being a lot of more work than I wanted to do. So I ended up back into construction, and then sold that company, but didn't sell all of it. So leads you up to today. When I came back in 2004, the internet because when I left, the internet was just, starting to open up. And then when I came back 2004, it was full blown, and it changed everything about how we marketed, how we reached the new clients, how to get the phone to ring. I have a video on my YouTube channel, The Contractors Contractor, that's called $1 Million Content. It's everything that we used to do before the internet. And you really should do everything, especially in the beginning, depending on where you're at in your business right now. In the beginning, you need to do everything, but you kind of need to track everything. And when I'm working with contractors, when I'm in debates in these freaking Facebook groups, and most of these Facebook groups are full of little 20-year-old, 30-year-old wannabe guru marketers that don't know shit. They bought, Russell Bronson's freaking, or some of these other guys, Billy Jean's programs. And, they went through those little programs and they're trying to do all this shit. And I'm like, dude, it's like, no, that ain't how it really works. That's not the real world. And stop taking freaking money from contractors. And that's what really kills me, is because we, in construction, we work so effing hard to give our money to someone who bullshits us and tells us, promises us the world. And then you give them $100 and don't get anything in return. Give them $1,000, don't get anything in return. And some of these guys will even tell you, well, man, I'll do it. I'll do this, this, and this for free, because they want to use your money to learn on. And I'm like, dude, it ain't fucking free. They're paying you for you to learn, and they're not getting anything in return. So I don't know. It's just, I spend way more time on effing Facebook arguing than I should. My wife buzzing to death. She's like, I'm gonna cut the internet off. You just can't be on it. So I don't know. But so Google AdWords, it works. It's in 2004. That's the only thing that we've used. In 2004, my wife showed up to a job site, did a video on the camcorder that we used to take to the school and videotape our daughters, dance recitals and shit. And that welcome video is still on one of our websites. And as much as I hate that video, it freaking works. And so I'm freaking superstitious, and I don't change it. But over the last, probably, this is 2022. So almost 20 years now, 18 years, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars and just years and years of going back and forth with what makes the best website, what does, everything. I went back and I've hired people to do Google ads. I've hired this SEO. Man, I really get into it with the SEO guys, search engine optimization. We go back and forth because those dudes that charge you anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a month for SEO services. And that freaking kills me. So I don't know, just any questions, whether it's right now watching the video or live, something later on you don't remember right now and you want to reach out to me, just hit me up. Don't spend any fucking money unless you send me an email going, hey, Brian, I'm about to give this dude this much money. Is it a good deal? And basically, I always tell people that the only way it's a good deal is if they promise you and guarantee, like, you either pay after the fact or they guarantee to give you your money back if you don't get what you say. And that's when they turn tail and start running. I'll tell you, there's no way to guarantee marketing and yada yada. Who's that? Okay, so with all that, I don't know. So how many? I know Alex is running Google AdWords. Who else is running their own Google AdWords or paid someone to do it for
them? Me and AJ. Me and AJ.
You and AJ?
Yeah.
But and AJ was paying somebody. He's getting ready to start doing it himself.
Yeah.
Man, we could speak 2 hours a day, every day for the next 6 months, and I wouldn't be able to give you everything. But in a nutshell, marketing and business starts with like the bullseye of a dartboard, that red, whatever it's worth, $50, what is it, $100 points. But it starts right there. It starts with if you need your house painted and your brother is a painter, your cousin is a painter, your best friend is a painter, you're probably going to use them if they're good and you trust them. If no one in your family or best friends do that kind of work that you need, you're going to start asking your friends, hey, who do you know? Who have you used? Or you may see someone on the street, so you ask your next door neighbor. We're always looking for that referral. We're always looking for someone to say it's okay for that person. Are you with me? Because this is the mental part of marketing. We're looking for that referral, not so much because one, if Charlie tells me the guy is okay, and I know Charlie is okay, I'm probably going to think then the dude is okay. I'll give him a chance. I'll hire him. But what it really gives me is an excuse, because subconsciously we hate, one, we don't want to be taken advantage of. We don't want to be wrong. We don't want to be lied to, all of that stuff. It's like a mechanism in our brain. The brain has two purposes: keep you alive, keep you safe. I ain't gonna get into all that shit. But when I hire the dude and he screws up and the wife looks at me like, what are you, stupid? I'm like, no, Charlie is. He recommended this dude. Let me get on the phone and tell him how bad it is. It gives us a way out. But we do business with people that we know, like, and trust. That has never changed since the time of Jesus. It will never change. Marketing is introducing yourself to people, building that relationship, educating them on how it is that you can serve them, how it is that you can help them. If they believe you and trust you, that's when the marketing works. Does that make sense? Say yes.
Yes.
So the marketing never changes. The only thing that changes is the media in which we use to deliver the marketing. Meaning, we used to use the phone book, the penny saver, mailers, door hangers, newspapers, radio ads, TV ads, billboards. And some of those things we still use, and some of them still work. Like, because of the internet nowadays, you can get some really good deals on door hangers and mailers and flyers. But the percentage of those are so low. I mean, you have to send out almost 10,000 just to get 10 people to maybe look at it. They're just dropping it in the trash can as they're opening it up. And Google changed all of that because you were able to track it. Because for the longest time, you really couldn't, track. That's why, like, if you hear radio, like Sean Hannity and any of these talk shows, or anybody on the radio, they're going to give you call Relief Factor and give them this name, and you get this kind of discount, because Relief Factor, or whoever it is, the product, wants to see what person is really working. That's how they're trying to track it. When we used to do door hangers or mailers, you'd say, present this coupon so you can get 15% off, or when you call us, mention this, or like whoever answered your phone, one of the first things, outside of making the relationship and talking to them was, is, hey, how did you find us? How did you hear about us? Yada, yada. So all of it, and you almost need to do all of it if you're tracking it. I'm just, the formula that we put together, that when companies hire us is different than all other marketing companies, I believe, because it's stuff that I've done over the last 20 years that I know works, and I can explain why it works, why other stuff doesn't work. I'm a fan of Facebook, but not for ads. I'm a fan of Facebook for building your reputation, for building your brand and being seen in front of people. Facebook is like renting a billboard that people drive past on the freeway every day, and thousands of people may see it, but I don't know who's paying attention to it. When someone needs your service for a painter or a floor guy or a room addition, they don't go to Facebook and search remodeling contractor near me on Facebook. They go to Google and do that. They don't do it at Bing. They don't do it anywhere else. So Google dominates in that sense, and Google dominates because they only care about serving the people who use Google search engine. They don't care about the money. The money comes secondary. They make more money than anybody else, but that's not their goal. Their goal is, if you go to Google and you search for something, their goal is to make sure that they put in front of you what you're looking for. And that's why the SEO, search engine optimization, some of that is true, but it's the content that you have on the internet. It's the footprint that you leave. If you haven't watched my video, 3 Steps to Dominate Your Trade in Your Area on YouTube, it's like an hour long, but man, watch that damn thing over and over and over again, because Alex is doing a great job using YouTube right now and dominating, the patio area and stuff. Is when they go to Google, they find his videos, and Anthony from Sunshine Design is doing a good job. But you've got to be the guru in your area. You've got to be the Bob Dylan. You got to be, the dude. When someone mentions it, it's like, oh my God, Charlie does that, or Jason does that. But you're so well known, it's almost like you're a celebrity, to where people know it's like, shit, I wish I could afford him. Before they even call you, they know you're going to be expensive. And that's how you kind of, all of it. It's a mind game. but I'm going to share the screen and show you. So before you do Google AdWords and come back and talk shit to me and say, Brian, it didn't work, or we hired so-and-so, I spent that and I ain't getting any, it's like, if your Google ads aren't working, it's 90% of the time, it's your website or your landing page, meaning when they click on your ad, they've got to go somewhere. And that's what made Google different way back, was they were the first company to never charge you until you got results. And the results were, it's the PPC, pay per click, is 1,000 people, 10,000 people will see your ad, just like a billboard on the freeway, but the billboard on the freeway and the Facebook ad, you're paying for that, for people just to see it. With Google, you're not. 10,000 people will see that ad, read it, but not click on it. You don't have to pay until they click on it. In fact, you don't have to pay Google until probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks after they clicked on it. But if you don't pay them, they're going to cut that shit off. So pay them. But which is just it's crazy in the world of marketing. You can actually, if everything is in order, you can run your ads and make all the money you need to make to pay for that ad way before anything comes out of your pocket. And I don't know of any other company, anything that does that, if everything works, because they see your ad, they click, they go to wherever you're directing them to. And it's at that time, it's your landing page or your website. If that's not grabbing their attention, if that's not building a relationship, making an instant rapport, giving them a reason to call you up and trust you, that's when, them clicking on it doesn't, you're like, oh man, nothing worked. There's some other stuff that goes into it. We'll kind of go over. I'm gonna hit screen share. So in the YouTube channel, you can go in there, you can watch me. I've got a couple of videos where I sit down with contractors and we just start their Google ads from the beginning. So you'll see all of this. So I'm not going to do all of this, but I'm going to kind of almost start you from the beginning and then just skip over and go right to the middle of it. Hey, so right now, do you see a blank Google page?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so up in the corner is like my little picture of the contractor. Then you got this little hamburger, all the squares. I click on it, I can go to where I need. Meets, business profile, YouTube channel. I go down a little bit. It's going to be Google Ads right here, Google AdWords. They call it. All of these apps are on your phone, so you can use it very easy. The first thing everyone on here should do is make sure that they dominate their Google business, their Google Maps, their Google profile, whatever you want to call it. And a little bit of money for some back end type stuff, but it's worth it. But you've got to be in that top 3 in your area. And then there's ways to stay there, because Google Maps, Google Business, Google Profile is free. And anytime someone searches for almost anything, restaurants, dance studios, karate studios, flooring, painting, roofing, it doesn't, you go to Google, you search, normally the top 3 will be ads. And then underneath those 3 ads will be Google Maps, Google Business. And that's where you want to be, in that top 3. So when we get here, so I clicked on that little ad thing. Everybody see that? Grow your business with Google Ads.
Yes.
So when you start to Google My Business, my Google profile, that part is free, and it's free because Google wants to entice you, and they'll put it in front of you. It's like, hey, let's run some ads and get you some more business. And yeah, don't do that. It kind of would work, but just go everything that we're doing like right now. Go watch the videos and follow me through the videos. Here's like some of the guys that I run their ads for them. This one should be blank, because there's just one part I want to show you. So when you go to set it up, the first thing you're going to see, and it's going to be real big, is like what they call small. It's you want to bypass that. And down at the very bottom, as soon as this loads up, you're going to go to the very bottom and do expert mode. Any questions? We're waiting on this damn thing.
No, I'm good.
Is everybody muted up? Hey, so yeah, so here we go. So look, so right now, see how big and beautiful that is? It's like, oh yeah, man, I want more calls, I want more website signups, I want all of that crap. So you hit next, you go down. So make sure you bypass all that shit and go way down here to this little bitty right there. See where it says that? Are you a professional marketer? Switch to expert mode. Click that and then just follow all the directions. Watch the videos first, but I just don't want you getting trapped in this. You with me? Yeah, so bypass that, go down here, hit switch expert mode, go to my YouTube channel, you'll see all of this, but this is the main thing I wanted you to see before I go into what we're going to go into. I think I hit sound. So let me know. I'm trying to pull up my Only Wood Floors website. Let me see if it before I go into the back end of keywords. And I know we're getting ready. We're going to build his website too. Do a
Yeah, that's a go.
on it. Oh, you got to look in their cell phone, so it's almost useless.
Like mine.
I'll skip later. Go there later. Screwing up everything. Bless you, brother. You see this page right here, like a whole bunch of like different names and stuff on it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's I was in there earlier adding a bunch of different people so they can run and they can get in and make changes to sales guys and stuff that we just hired. I want to give them access just in case. So now we're inside the whole Google ad things. So over here, like, and I'm not going to get into like how to, you can follow the instructions and do your ads on how to build them and all that stuff. The main thing is keywords, negative keywords, what makes your ad, be seen. So with us in the flooring business, you guys may do repairs. You may do steps, you may do refinishing, you may do installation, you may do all of it. How many of you guys do everything in wood floors? Or you just specialize in, like Charlie, you just do cleaning and waxing of wood floors, right?
I do the cleaning. I call it deep cleaning, but I also do the old fashioned paste waxing.
Yeah. So so for Charlie and the most everybody else, we do all of it, right? You do the installation, you do the refinishing, you do the repairs. So if it's wood you walk on, we do it. Our bread and butter, our biggest profit is refinishing. So the only advertising I run is for meaning the keywords and the phrases is for when people are searching for refinishing of hardwood flooring. And Google tells me what words like refinishing wood floors near me. And I'll show you down here is like, so if I wanted to do installation, I would run a whole different ad, a whole different campaign specifically for installation. If I owned a showroom and I was trying to sell wood flooring, I would run an ad just for pre-finished LVP in flooring and do that part. And then for the refinishing, I keep that. But all I want to do is the refinishing. If I can keep 2, 3, 4 crews busy just refinishing, that's just a shitload of money for us. And in the world of business, that's one of the first things you should be asking yourself is, on average, how much profit? And that's the only number I care about. All these guys run these big ass numbers to me. I'm like, dude, all I care about at the end of the day is what was profit? What is profit? So, but you've got to understand, and you've got to trace your numbers. You've got to know on average how much each client is worth to you. So I know that every client we do is going to bring us in somewhere between $1,500 to $1,700 profit. So I know that if I'm getting $1,700 a profit on every job, if I have to pay $200, $300, $100, whatever that is, I know how much I can spend to acquire that client. And this is like all marketing stuff that they're going to ask you, things that you should know. It's like, you've got to know how much each client is worth. Like Anthony or Alex with the bigger projects, every client may bring in 50,000, 75,000. So you can spend $1,000 to acquire one client. But those numbers you have to know. That way you'll know how much you can bid, how much you can spend on your advertising, all of that. More people from all businesses come to me. They've saved up 30 grand. I don't know, a cheap chump, chump's change. And they'll spend $28,000 on renting a showroom, or they're renting a warehouse, or they're doing all the painting, and they're doing this, and now they think they have a business, but they have no business. The phone's not ringing. If you don't have any business, people calling in, leads coming in, you don't have a business. You can have a beautiful showroom, you can have the warehouse, you can have all that shit. But if the people aren't coming in, if you're not doing jobs and producing money, you don't have a business. And too many people overlook the part of marketing. I've got videos probably 100 different videos where I say over and over again is if I had $1,000 left to my name, I would spend $800 on Google AdWords and save 200 to buy material and gas. I guess now I have to save 300 for gas. But that's how strongly I believe in Google Ads, because it just freaking works. So the Google keywords, and that's what SEO is. So when you hear people talk about SEO, search engine optimization, there's only one search engine, Google. So they're full of shit. But all it means is it's the words that people go to Google, the search bar, and they type in something to find something. They find a restaurant, find a service, whatever it is. My wife will go to the search bar and she'll type in, like she's writing a fucking book. She'll type in a paragraph. And I'm like, my God, man, put in like 3 or 4 words, Google will find it. She's like, no, I want them to know exactly what I'm looking for. I need this thing, this year, this age, this color, blah, blah, blah. But Google takes all of those words, everything that you type into that search bar, and they go, and by that, they figure out what it is that you're looking for. So when someone types in plumber near me, or interior painter, exterior painter, wood floor refinishing, wood repair, whatever it is that they're typing in, remodeling contractor, all of that stuff, they type it in. Google uses those words to go through with the whole internet, and they pretty much start in that area. And then that's how they're able to put in front of them what people are looking for. So it's the keywords that you put in is going to be what lets Google know you want your ad to show up. So for me, the negative keywords are more important than the regular keywords. So, and I think this was yesterday. I forgot. So right here, it tells me, so here's one of our ads, but yeah, so damn, 100, so that was February. So up here in this little corner, I'm gonna hit yesterday, and it'll tell me what happened yesterday. So yesterday we got 40 clicks, 468 impressions. That means 468 people saw the ads, 40 people clicked on it, which is crazy good. And because I went in a couple of weeks ago and I narrowed everything down, and I think that's the first time I've been to this, my own Google AdWords. That's probably the first time I've been there in like 3 years. Because once you get it going, it works itself. The only time you'll go in is like, when you're super busy and you don't want the phone to ring anymore. So you'll go in, and someone asked me yesterday, he's like, do you turn it off? You pause it? I never turn it off. I never pause it, but I will go from like, maybe instead of 150 a day, I'll turn it down to like $20 a day or $10 a day, depending on how busy we want to be. And I'll go back in, and as you track everything throughout your career, you'll know what months you really need to turn the ads up, because like come October and November, when we're really slow in construction, come December, January, and February, we blast the ads. I save up just to blast the ads to get more leads coming in on those slow months. But the last 3, 4, 5 years, there's been no slow months. So out of all the keywords, Google tells me, it's like, hey, people found your ad. They saw your ad because they typed in hardwood floor refinishing. They typed in wood floor refinishing. They typed in how to sand hardwood floors. I used to use that as a negative, or I wouldn't use it, but now it's like, they're not going to do it. I have videos on how to do it, but homeowners aren't going to do it. And the ones who do try it, halfway through, they give up and they call us and they go, can you give me a discount? Man, I've been working on this thing all week. And I'm like, all you've done is created more work. Sorry. Hardwood floor repair. And right now, only because we hired a couple of new sales guys and we're trying to get some other guys going, these dudes that took over the company are trying to grow it. Normally, anybody types in the word repair, that would have been a negative keyword for me, because I wouldn't even want them calling me, because I don't want to do the repairs, but it's there. But so refinish hardwood floors, they're typing that in. Refinishing hardwood floors, wood flooring near me, wood floor repair. So Google tells me what they're searching for, and Google tells you everything. So in the beginning, when you first set up your own Google ads, over here is keywords. So Google will as you set up your own ad, and you're going to be using things like number one hardwood floor refinisher. Hey Charlie, what city are you?
McKinney. McKinney.
Oh yeah, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny. So it's like on your ad, it would be voted number one floor cleaner in Kenny. the best floor cleaner in Kenny, any of that, all of that stuff. And people go, man, are you number one? I was like, yeah, ask my wife, ask my kids. They'll tell you I'm number one. And so I don't know, nobody gets to judge who number one is. But when they see that ad, they read it on Google and they just assume that, damn, this dude must be number one. It says number one floor refinisher right here. So there's some words and stuff like that, trigger emotions and stuff, things that get, I love family owned, operated. I love in business, sense. It put is like whenever you started doing wood floors, put that year in. Don't put the year that you opened your business. You could have been doing floors for the last 15 years, but you opened your company like 2 years ago. I don't want you saying you opened your company 2 years ago. You've been doing wood floors for 20 years. So put in business, sense, whatever it is. So here are my keywords. In the beginning, so if I was running ads for Charlie, for anybody, for Jason, Google will give me, like I can, we can go up here to tools and settings and we can ask Google, hey, in my area, in my niche, in my trade, what are some of the words and what are some of the phrases people are typing in, and Google would tell us, hey, they use refinishing wood floors, like that term is searched 60 times a day, 20 times a day, 10, but it'll tell us. But I just throw a lot of words out there that is going to get my ad showing up to people. So in the beginning, these all say phrase match. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I leave it on what we call broad match. You see broad match. So broad match means, even though it says right here, hardwood floor refinishing, if that was broad match, they could type in hardwood for anything. It could be hardwood vinyl for interior cars. And because they use the word hardwood, my ad would show up. Or if they just say looking for carpet and flooring, because of the word floor, my ad would show up. So anytime any of these words, and I have guys call me all the time going, hey man, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. My ad keeps showing up. These guys are showing in front of this. And here's, because Google tells you what they specifically typed in and why your ad was showed to them. And 90% of the time, it's because they've got words on broad match that they didn't know they had. And most, you can see all of these is like down on the bottom is like some stuff that we don't do anymore. But install. So if it was on like right here, broad match, but it's paused, and I've cut it off years ago. But man, it could be install blinds. It could be install windows. It could be anything. But if they just use that one word install, because it's on broad match, Google will show my ad to them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I want that to happen, because remember earlier, all those phrases, let me go back over there. Because when I use broad match for like a week, 2 weeks, I'm tracking it. I'm kind of wasting money, but I'm learning, because out of all those broad match words, Google's going to say, hey, people are typing these phrases in. And I wish I had a couple of phrases I could delete. So what I do is, after about 2 weeks, I really know what people in that area, whether it's Atlanta, Georgia, whether it's New Jersey, real specific to like a 20-mile, 25-mile radius, I know exactly what they're typing in. So I'll go through here and I'll make all of these phrases that they're using, I'll make those my phrase match. Phrase match means they have to use all three words. They could spread it around. It could be floor wood refinishing, but it has to have all three of those words in it because of phrase match. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if I've done it before, because I've been doing this forever. I've tried everything, and I learn it on my own freaking dime. I don't let contractors waste their money. But I've done exact match. Exact match means they have to type in exactly refinish hardwood floors, nothing else, nothing on the beginning, nothing on the end, and they can't mess up the words before Google will show them my ad. That gets a little bit more expensive. It gets shown to a little bit less, and some people are just typing it. The phrase match seems to be the best. If you see this one right here, look, I'm going to highlight it. Carter wood floors. You see that?
Yep.
And look, it says right here, phrase match, Carter wood floors, because Carter wood floors is it's a buddy of mine, but it's one of my competitions. So I've got his name, and I've got probably 3 or 4 other guys' names in here. Because if someone goes to the internet, maybe they drove past someone's house and Carter had one of his vans out front or a sign or whatever, or maybe they seen him on Facebook. They don't go, like I said, they don't click freaking Facebook. They're going to go to the internet and then look for you. So they go to internet, they go to Google, and they type in his name, Carter Wood Floors. The first thing they see is my ad. They may not even be paying attention, or they see #1 floor refinisher in Orange County. They shit, he's #1. Let's click him. They click my ad. They go to my website. They see my welcome video. They laugh a little bit. They see the video testimonials underneath it. They see the how-to videos. Underneath my welcome video, the very next one I have is me sitting on a chair saying, hey, here's the process of refinishing. Whether we do it or not, I want you to understand how it should be done so that contractors can't take advantage of it. You know which questions to ask. They're like, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm building a relationship with them. I'm giving them something. We're friends. I swear to God, when I show up, they're like, oh my God, it's the dude from the videos. I think I got a message right here where the guy says, oh, watch their videos, blah, blah, blah. So now Carter loses the business, but he gets enough. He's doing fine. Let me go to the next one, see what's there.
I thought that was brilliant when I saw that before. The negative, the competition keywords.
Yeah, so, but when I'm doing that in the beginning, when I'm doing all the broad match, because I want these phrases, I spend most of the day, at the end of the day, and it's a pain in the ass, but you just do it. You go through here and like average cost of refinishing wood floors. I don't need it. So I'll highlight that. I go down here and I hit add as a negative keyword and I hit save. So when I do that at the end of each day for a week or two, now I'm really honing it in. Google knows what I want to stay away from. I stay away from like Save, How To, Home Depot, Lowe's. Anytime people type it in those kind of words, no matter, even if they get close to my phrase match, I don't want my ad to show up in front of them. I don't want to be in front of certain people. So the negative keywords and the negative key phrases are almost more important than the key phrases that you use. Because you want your ad, because there's a couple of things you want to do, is what we call click-through rate, CTR. So click-through rate, if you can get 1.5%, 2%, that's pretty good. And I think I've got mine at 4% right now. I usually keep my contractors at like 3%. And the click-through rate means your ad got shown to 1,000 people and 1 person clicked on it or 2 people clicked on it. So that means the click-through rate. So that's going to kind of help you, because Google knows you kind of know what you're doing, that you're using the right keywords and the right phrases. Because again, Google's #1 thing is if you go there and you use their search engine, they want to make sure that they're serving you. And that means with the ads, so those ads have to be exactly what people are looking for. And then all the organic stuff underneath. But it's hard to get to the organic stuff because after Google Maps, it's Home Advisors, Angie's List, Thumbtack, Yelp, Yellow Pages, people who are spending freaking millions of dollars each year. And that's why these SEO guys are going like, yeah, give me $1,000 and I'll get you to rank. I'm like, rank where, bitch? If you ain't on the first page, you ain't ranking. It's like, give me $1,000 and I'll get your phone ringing with Google ads. And I'll get you in the first freaking 3-pack of Google Maps. It's crazy. It's those keywords. Oh yeah. So click-through rate. So that helps what you pay Google. Being in the 3-pack is going to help. They're going to charge you a little bit less. Like Alex has a really great YouTube channel for his patio company, and without trying, our Only Wood Floors YouTube channel, I mean, it gets a shitload of views every month. It blows me away how many people are watching our videos. But every one of my videos are geotagged. They're what we call NAP, name, address, phone number, email. It all gives us this really huge footprint on the internet. So everything is connected to everything. So all of that kind of lowers my pay per click. But what really helps is when they do click my ad, or if they click and go to my website through Google Business, Google Profile, they go to my website, they see the video my wife made 20 years ago. Maybe it's a 1.5-minute video. They watch 30 seconds of it. They go down, they see me sitting there explaining the process of refinishing floors. They want to learn that. They watch, that's maybe a 3-minute video. They watch a minute and a half of that. They may watch all 3 minutes. Below that are like 4 or 5 different video testimonials of me and different homeowners laughing, and they're telling us how great we are. They may watch 30 seconds of each one of those, but before you know it, they've ended up staying on our website 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And if you get someone to stay on your website more than a minute, you've done something. Most people will click an ad, click something, go to a website, see it, and go, oh shit, this ain't what I'm looking for. They're there for less than 15 seconds, and they've hit the back button and went back to Google to search again because whatever they just went to wasn't what they were looking for. And I bet everyone watching this has done that, correct?
Yep.
So when you do that, especially whether it's through Google Business or through one of the Google ads, you know, they click my ad, they go to my website, they go, oh man, shit, this ain't what I was looking for. And they back out 10 seconds later. Google will kind of penalize you going, shit. Google feels like they screwed up. It's like Google was referring me and my website. The guy went there and said, shit, this ain't it, and left. So Google's like, man, fuck that. I ain't showing that guy's ad anymore. Or if I do, I'm going to charge him more, or charge it, or show his ad way lower on the bottom, all of that stuff. So the whole, I'm telling you, the system that we put together with the websites is and I'm not just blowing my horn, is because I spent 20 fucking years building it and learning through trial and error. It is. They go there, they see the welcome video, they see the hello, we build a relationship, we say hi, make a little, you know, build a little rapport. They go underneath, they see the video testimonials, that gives them the trust, and they start believing us a little bit more. They see some of the how-to videos explaining how not to get taken advantage of, whether they use us or not. They're like, oh man, it's like instantly, and that's what I say is like, we build websites that pre-sell leads, and build trust and instant relationships. So by the time they even call you and contact you, they already feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. And it just freaking works. And it works across the board, no matter whether it's for a dance studio, karate studio that we've worked with, remodeling contractor, all of it. Hey, Doug, Doug, did I do your welcome video or did you do your own?
Nah, I'm still using yours, man. You know what, Brian? I send your I tell them to go look at Only Wood Floors, man.
Yours is good, man. Well, one, I mean, I do, because I probably got like 20 freaking welcome videos floating around out there that I'll say, you know, hey man, welcome to you know, Princeton Hardwood Floors, man. I want to introduce you to my buddy Doug. Doug's been doing hardwood floors for like 25 years. You don't need to keep looking on the internet. You don't need to fill out forms for Angie's List or home advisories. They're going to take your information and sell it to someone who's not as qualified as Doug, man. It's like, and you don't have to believe me. Watch these video testimonials from homeowners that's you know, worked with Doug. They go down below, they see those videos of Doug and the homeowners, and they're sold with all of them, I think. But most people end up changing out and getting rid of my video and putting their own welcome video in there. But it makes a crazy difference. I don't know. So we're coming on like 450. Here's one of the ads you can see that's like right here. So I should kind of go into it, but it's so the first thing you see, the big bold, family owned, operated, refinishing wood floors, in business since 1984. And this big blue part, Google's going to let you make about 10, 15, maybe 20 of them. You do like the big bold things like that. And then you do the bottom section, which you describe. And if they say use 90 characters, use as many of those as you can. Because the more you use, the bigger it's going to make your ad, the more space you're going to take up on the internet. And then down here where it says contact us, view testimonials, about. So each of these links, you see how they highlight? If they clicked right there, they would go straight to the video testimonial page. They would go straight to the contact us page. But those are like little add-ons and that you can do, add extensions. And you want to use all of it. Again, whatever they give you, use all of it. But what I was saying is even these, the description, you can do 15 different descriptions. And what Google does is Google will change it all around for a good month, 2 months, 3 months, and find out which one worked best for you. and then they'll start and they'll mix everything around, and then they'll get 2 or 3 that really work, and then they'll use those over and over again. But it's you kind of follow the, Lauren, like I said, the videos are there. Just follow the videos, but you can follow through Google's instructions. Don't talk to Google. They'll
I have
screw
a
you up.
question.
Yes.
On your video testimonials, I've never asked for one. How do you ask for one?
I mean, I tell them, get over here. You're doing a damn video. It's almost like that. But it says it's the what came first, the chicken or the egg? One, they see us making videos all the time because we're like on our Facebook page, we're doing probably 2 to 3 Facebook lives every day. So we're showing up and we're doing like little documentaries of each house. And we do it for a whole bunch of reasons. But one, we download those videos, upload them to YouTube. That gives us all the taglines, all the everything that we need to get us the bigger input, the biggest input. I use those links because as people are sending me information through email or text message, they describe what year their house is built. I know everything about their house, their wood floor. I send them videos of a floor that we just did, or several videos. It's like, hey, here's the floor just like yours, almost in the same neighborhood. We did it, blah, blah, blah. So they're able to watch us repair some of the boards. They watch the whole process over and they're like, oh my God, like, blah, blah, blah. So they see us, they show up, I'm there in the morning, you're getting coffee. I got the video where I'm explaining everything that's going on. The video is like, hey, Charlie, boom, boom, boom. Is like, and Charlie's waving or whatever. But then at the end of it, I'm showing people, hey man, just finish this up. You're in the room. I was like, hey, Charlie, get over here, get over here. But they've already seen the videos. So they're almost upset when we don't ask them to do a video testimonial. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to try to do this. I went down last week, I think, just to see. This dude is like a freaking multi-millionaire. But
I saw the video.
I think
The
you
last
did, right?
one you did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Dave, how did you find this? Only floors here.
Well, I found you on the internet. Thank God I did. You had great reviews. I'm very happy with the work. We had a very kind of a surgical situation here with some dry rot.
That is money right there.
I mean, but it's like we've got so many of them now. I kind of mix them around, put them here and there, and on the web, all over the stuff. And we'll like we'll take videos like the during, before, after, all that crap, put it all together. I'll do highlights. I'll put that in it, and I'll send that to people. But I've got like on YouTube, YouTube channel, you can do it on Facebook too. But where you put them all together. I don't even know what it's called right now. I'm losing my train of thought. But so you can send them one link, and in that one link will be 4 or 5 different videos, all of that stuff. But it's also, and we've had to do it over the years, maybe twice, but homeowner will say something like, well, no, that wasn't it. And I'm like, no, we got it on video. It's like, here's what it was before, here's what it is now. That chip in over there is like, no, that chip was already here. Like, the tile was broke, this was that, the window was cracked. No, look, here's the video. Oh yeah, we didn't, yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice it before. No, I know they never noticed it before. But so every now and then that happens. But it's really because I'm able to use these videos to send them to homeowners. But and then most of the time they've already watched them. It's crazy. Let's see if this is.
Hey, good morning, Brian. My name's Jim. I'm in need of some service of repairing some wood floors
Can you hear
in
this?
my home.
Yep.
They're original home floors from 1910. What we have.
Let's see. Don't take it.
Hey, Brian. My name is Ray. I'm calling about redoing our floors at my mom's house in Downey, California. 90240 is the zip code. Give me a call back. I want to gauge some pricing with you, just to kind of like ballpark what we would need to do. I've seen your videos, so I understand the furniture.
So yeah, like everybody watches the videos, but so from that, we just send them a text message with all our procedure and how much it's going to cost, and they have to send us pictures. as soon as they send me the pictures or send the sales guy the pictures, we go, oh yeah, he's like, I know everything about the house. I know the area, Downey, all that crap. So I'll send them I'll send them 2 or 3 videos. This is a floor just like yours. Do you have in mind what kind of color? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, well, that kind of color, you know, it's like, and it's already said if you're going to be doing natural, it's like $675, something like that. If you're doing stain, go ahead.
I've been using your prices, man. I don't know if it's scaring them or not.
Hey, Doug, but Doug's in New Jersey, man. When people do, like, I'm charging $675 for natural, and people in New Jersey are doing it for like $1.50. I'd be shooting somebody. It's crazy.
I couldn't hear them.
I mean, so there's a madness to everything. There's a system for everything. Business is all about this, putting the systems together. And your job as a business owner is to replace yourself as quickly as you can, so that you can move on to the next stage of business and just keep growing and moving forward. But it starts with leads. It starts with the phone ringing. I mean, I don't know. We get probably, I don't know, depending on 4 or 5 calls a day, 6 calls a day, 2 emails or something. It just kind of depends. I either turn it down or turn it up. And a lot of times I'll either I'll listen to it, and if it says repair or something else, I'm like, I'll just send it to a buddy. I say, hey man, I ain't calling these people back. You want to call them back? Tell them just, hey, I told you to call them. Hey, it's like, and like Doug just said, they'll call them and say, hey, Brian from Hollywood, Florida said you need this, this, this. And just by having me refer them is good enough because of all the videos on YouTube, Facebook, the website, all of that crap. I don't know. So when you're here, like I said, Google tracks it all for you. It shows you right here, mobile phones. 96% was mobile phones yesterday. 81% was the call. 92 was the people who clicked. So let me move this so you see what there's three different numbers. So the impressions, 81%, the impressions, remember that's how many people saw the ad. The clicks, 92% of the people clicked the ad were on the mobile phones. And then it'll tell you the day of the hour and all that stuff. And then it tells you right here that my ads are showing way up before Home Advisory, Angie List, Thumbtack, Empire. And I was telling the guys yesterday, these people right here, Gould family, Gould family. I bet you, if you type in painter near you, hardwood flooring near you, roofer near you,
that is Angie.
Yeah, you're going to see Gould family. They're kind of like an Angie's List and Home Advisories, and you don't know it. They've kind of marketed themselves as a family-owned business for flooring, for plumbers, for and they're all over the United States, and they're collecting leads to sell it to local people who need it. I
actually called them. I went through the internet and contacted that Gould family.
Did you?
I got a call the next day, and it was, I believe it was from Angie. I don't think it was from Home Advisor. So I said, well, I thought this was a small family-owned business. They said, no, we're just working with them.
Yeah, see, I've never called. Because of working with all these different contractors in their different areas, I'm always Googling shit, and I seen Gould family, and when it was around here, just like you, I thought, oh, okay, Gould family, all right, they're doing plumbing repair, and then I seen it in like South Carolina somewhere, and I'm like, the same Gould family, what the fuck? So then I started realizing that they're running ads, but I really did think it was like, I don't know, I thought a couple of guys got together and got smart, but it's a lot of money. So it must be some Home Advisory, Angie's List money, but that's what they're doing. And again, it's perception. So you see Gould family, they're going to see it, they're going to click it, they're going to fill out the form, and then that lead is going to get sold to 5 different contractors for, I don't know, 50. Anybody ever bought leads from Angie's List or Home Advisory?
Never.
I did. Home Advisor.
How much are they?
I don't know. I felt like they were just ripping me off and sending me fake leads.
I know they're like some are $50 or $75 a lead, or it's
yeah,
something.
It's up there. Was outrageous. It was like $500 or like $1,000 for 1 week, and I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "I told you guys to turn them off," and they didn't.
Yeah, it's and Yelp. And I don't know. It's like so. Yelp is a little different. A lot of people used to use Yelp. They're not using it as much anymore. Even Google reviews. And like I said, watch the videos, and I kind of show you how to build Google, Google My Business and stuff. But in our program, Master Your Business, we've got like, I don't know, shit, I don't, maybe 100 hours of videos, but it's all broken down into sections, how to hire and train employees, how to sell, how to answer leads, how to run leads, how to run Google My Business, how to run Google Ads, Facebook. I think there's like 15 hours of video just on Facebook, which is stupid because I'm not a Facebook fan. Even we got some personal development stuff in there to keep you motivated, but it's I forgot why I was even bringing that shit up, but it's
an
sell the
excellent
lead.
tool,
Yeah.
man.
So what was that, Doug?
Because it's an excellent tool.
I mean,
It
really,
is.
for me, I think and again, I believe it's the best deal on the internet for what you get, because everything is connected to everything. You got to know how to answer these leads, what to do next. You should have a cheat sheet of how to answer the phone. You shouldn't be the one answering the phone because you're the guy. You should have a gatekeeper, a secretary, something. I don't care what. Disguise your fucking voice when you answer. I don't know. No, man, Brian's busy. Whatever it is. But
Brian, it's funny you say that because I was just doing a job the other day, and they're like, "Who's the guy on the voicemail?" I'm like, "That was me." They're like, "It doesn't sound like you." I disguised on the voicemail.
Yeah, it's and we don't answer the phone. You should answer the phone, but we don't. We're getting ready to, because like I said, these guys that took over, they want to grow the business. I don't have business cards. I've never had business cards since 2001. There's a reason why. But I don't answer the phone because, one, how important can I be if I got time to answer the phone? Again, it's all perception. If I did answer the phone, I get on the phone with them. Man, homeowners, you'll be on the phone for an hour answering some questions, and I guess there's no dumb questions people say, but you don't have time for that, man. You're too important. So let your secretary, let your office manager, let them. They should have it. That's what it was. I have the cheat sheets on the in the back office of Master Your Business. We have the cheat. You should have the cheat sheets for answering the phone. It's like the text message that I send out that gives the process and all that stuff. Whoever answers your phone should do that. So as soon as they answer the phone, there's a couple of questions they've got to ask, but their main objective is to build a relationship as quickly as they can. I don't care if it's how to win friends and influence people. Listen to that or read that over and over again. There's some other videos, watch some of my personal development videos, but it's all about that. It's like find out everything. And there's ways to do it, and it's not manipulation. It's one. I've just always done it. I grew up in North Carolina as a hillbilly. So anytime I've seen somebody that wasn't from the country, I'm like, oh my God, tell me about that, man. What's that? And they'd be like 10 miles away. Like, what? So I've just never lost that curiosity. So man, when I'm meeting people, I'm instant friends with them. I'm talking to them. Tell me about this, whatever. But I want my secretary, I want the office manager, the sales guy, they answer the phone within a couple of minutes. They better be friends with this person. And then they can start asking questions about the project. They can give the process that we can give them. The number one question is always how much. And I know how much. People say, you need to come see it. I'm like, no, it ain't going to change. As a matter of fact, I get there, it may go up. But if we go out, we got to charge for that. I got videos on how to measure the floor, all kind of stuff. But it's all perception. But I couldn't do that when I wrote. You guys can see this, right? Contractors for contractors only. You mastered your trade, now master your business. When I wrote that, the original title was "No More Free Estimates," and we sent out all this stuff to a whole bunch of different people, and if 50 contractors read it, we got 45 responses back of people wanting to beat me up, saying I was trying to put them out of business. There's no way they could charge for estimates, and I was like, oh my God, and that's the goal, at least for me, was because there's no way you can start a business and do what I'm doing right now. You got to build yourself there. And then you go back a couple of steps when you're doing different things, but your time should be valuable for something. If you've been in this business, any business, for more than 5 years, you've got knowledge in your head that can save homeowners thousands of dollars in weeks, months, years of frustration. And for you to go out there and spend an hour with them, that's got to be worth some kind of money. That's crazy to me. And look, I am not taking credit for it. If it was for me, I'd probably still be doing all that shit for free. I'd get a phone call. I'd be sitting at dinner with the family. The phone would ring. I'd answer it, and like 5 minutes later, I wouldn't even finish dinner. I'd be jumped in the car, drove over there, give somebody an estimate, never hear from them fucking again. And my wife hated that shit. She's like, you need to be charging these people. And just like all these other contractors, like, oh man, nobody charges for estimates in construction. She's like, why? I was like, I don't know. They just don't. It's like, I'll go out of business if I try to do it. And so she was answering the phone, and she was like, okay, well, you're going to go to such and such's house and give them an estimate, and they're going to give you a check for $75 for the estimate. And I was like, what? She's like, well, yeah, I told them we charged $75 for that. And I was like, oh my God, I was scared to go over there. I swear to God. Like, and they gave me the check. I didn't want to take it. I'm telling you the truth, man. I felt like I was doing something wrong. I was like, man, I ain't supposed to be doing this, but free estimates are free. Everybody says so. It took a long time to get past that mental block. But then, you know, the more you start doing it, the more you realize it's like, yeah, man, wait a minute. It's like, yeah, it's like, because you would. And then I got to one point to where I almost thought about opening a business to where all I did was $300 consultations for flooring. And if you think about it, it's really worth it for some homeowner to pay you $300, come over there and spend an hour with them and just be truthful. Tell them the truth. It could be refinished. It could not be refinished. It's this, it's that. Here's all your different options. Here's what you should be looking for. We don't do flooring anymore. I'm just I just give consultations. I can recommend 3 or 4 guys. You can talk to them. Here's what their prices are. And I was going to do nothing but that. Problem is I'd be the one doing it, and I'm tired of working. I'm trying to, like, I'm working my way out of a job. So, but I still believe that's a viable business. And
it's a very viable business. I charge people that don't want me to clean their floors but want me to tell them how to do it. I charge $180. They get me for 1 hour consultation. I take everything on my phone and show them this is what you need to buy. And I'll either tell them what cleaning products they need to use, or I'll just tell them to use the vinegar and water.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how many people I get to do that over the course of a month.
Yeah, it is. It's like, and that's how I like this whole thing, you know, and as I said yesterday was kind of started was, you know, because I grew up in North Carolina. I'm out here, I'm doing wood floors. Everybody in North Carolina knows me as the hardwood floor god type thing. It's like, man, I wish you were here. Come back here and do my floor. I'm like, no. So I would say, look, man, it's like, if you are going to get your floors done, here's the process. Here's how it should be done. They could do it like this, but if they do it, ask them this, what products are they? So everything, I'm like, everything that you would tell your mom or your best friend, that's what I do with these videos. That's what I do through the text messages and the emails. Like Doug's video, his welcome video, I tell people, I say, hey man, call Doug up. You know, there's no charge to call Doug up. Talk to him. He can save you thousands of dollars and weeks, months of headaches. Just one phone conversation with Doug. It's worth it. And it's true. But you don't need to drive. Like, but if I'm not, honestly, but if I got 3 crews and they're not busy, I'm going to drive to the people's house and because I know once they see me face to face, it's almost 90% sold because I can bullshit. We can be friends. All of that stuff. But all of that is done through all the videos already. It's so when the sales guys show up, they're like, oh yeah, man, I've been working for Brian, went through his training, we're good for you. It's like and like Doug, I don't know, I didn't know until Doug just said it right now. I was like, shit, I'm sending them to Brian's website, and yours is just as good as mine.
No, I'm sending them to your videos.
Oh, to the videos. I got you. Yes, I'm
using your prices, and they're your old prices now, but shit,
but,
still
it is. But and you know, because I don't know, I don't think I have a copy here, but I got I wrote the book 9 Secrets to Refinishing Hardwood Floors. And I even talk shit in some of the floor groups. It's like, who said you made you? I said, man, I wrote the book, bitch. So you tell them, right? But I wrote the book because I don't have business cards. So it all started was like, one, people say, you know, business cards, you give it, and every year, you know, you get these calendars printed up with your name and your business. And so, because you want to give people something of value, so they'll keep it for the whole year. They wouldn't just throw it away, because the business cards, they stack up with all the other business cards, put a rubber band around it, and then they get about 500 business cards, they throw them all away, or they just lose it, whatever. If you ever meet anyone that you, and Les Brown told me this, if you ever meet anyone that you think you want to do business with in the future, you need their information. They don't need yours. And I was like, God, dog, that makes sense. He's like, yeah, it makes sense. So that was part of it. but you do want to give them something. And so I was going to do like a little pamphlet, and because people do these 3/4 pamphlets and then they forward it. And I was like, man, no. I was like, so I said, shit, I'm just going to write the book. I'd already wrote a couple of other books, Accidental Marketing. I had wrote Customer Client, How'd You Treat Your Last Sale. So I said, man, I'll just write 9 Secrets to Refinishing Wood Floors. Everybody wants that. And it's I could back then I could get them printed up for like 75 cents. And people would say, hey, you got a business card? I was like, man, I don't. You could take a picture of, now they just take a picture of the trailer or whatever. I said, but you know what, I said, hang on, I'll be right back. Go out to the car, you come back, you give them your book. I said, here, you may not need it right now, but when you do, here's, even if we can't do it, I want you to make sure that it gets done correctly. And you give them the book, refinish, and they, oh my God. So now you're like really the big time expert. So now when they go to the website, that's one of the first things they see is, you know, click here to read the book, how to refinish, you know, hardwood floors. And it's got that picture of the 1800s French picture of the guys scraping. I don't even know what it's called, but it's a real famous, expensive artwork.
That's a great picture.
Yeah. And it's free. I found out that it's free to use. So I put it on the book. I watched that show, The Billions, on Showtime or something, and they had the original, the real one, the $1 million picture. And I was like, hey, I got that. That's the art. That's the cover of my book. And my wife's like, oh my God, this guy's. I don't know how she lives with me. But yeah, so it's all of that. I don't know. You guys want to ask anything before we get out of here? Go watch the videos. If you got questions about the Google ads, it's one, wherever they click and go to, that's crazy, probably the most important. And then it's going to be dialing it in to getting your ad in front of the right people and getting them to click it.
And Brian,
yeah,
I got a question. How do you get the cost per click to where you have it at?
Yeah, because I've been running them for a long time. That's why I never turn them off. I'll turn them way down, but I won't turn them off. So that's going to help. But then remember, when people click and go to my website and stay there, that helps. The click-through rate, that's going to help. My YouTube videos, they play a huge part of it. My Google, my Maps, Google Business, the questions and answers and stuff, that plays a big part of it. Because watch this. I mean, let's give me 5 more minutes. This share screen. Look over here. So I got a new tab coming up. So, and it's like, so for the last, when I've been teaching marketing since 95, when I got back into all this crap, and like 4 years ago when I wrote the book, You've Mastered Your Trade, Now Master Your Business for Contractors Only, is the whole Master Your Business website, all the videos, everything that I've been doing for the last 3 to 5 years is educating contractors on how to build their business to where they could sell it if they wanted to. But more than that, my main thing was like, man, quit paying these marketing agencies, you know, thousands of dollars every month. It's something that it's something that important should not be handed over to someone else. But we've learned these last 3 to 5 years that they just don't want to do it. So this year we're in the process of doing our own agency to where we do it for contractors. And as they're paying our agency to do their marketing, I'm like, look, you got free access to build to master your business. As you're, you know, for at least the next 6 months, year, whatever it takes, go in there and learn all of this shit so you can fire us. You know, stop, you know, just don't. So if I go here, I'm gonna type in, I'll just type in everybody's favorite question: how much to refinish hardwood floors? It comes up so damn much, Google already knows. The reason I'm showing you this is you type in one question, damn ad. See that? Bam, number 3, right? This and all that crap. So, so I come down here and now look, is it cheaper to refinish? So all of these questions, you guys should be writing articles, putting them on your website, putting them in your Google My Business, doing videos for it. I do some of them, not as much, but we're going to be doing a lot more because again, these guys want to grow the business, you know, crazy. And I'm real close to like franchising it out. I'm trying to start a couple of different offices in different locations with guys. Because like I said, I don't want to sell I want like 20% of the business. I'll get it going and then they can run it and I'll be there forever, but it'll just be it'll be pennies on the dollar compared to buying one of the franchises that they sell. So I ask one question, I come down here, Google gives me 4 more questions. Do you guys see that?
Yep.
How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as I click one of these questions, boom, it's generally boom, 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 boom. And the flooring girl answered this damn question because she has a blog and she's making a shitload of money running ads on that blog. So good for her. But now look, now we got 1, 2, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there's that question and 2 more. So every time I click on it, Google's going to keep adding questions to it. They'll just keep adding questions. And all of these questions, you should be researching your own area because these answers will be a little bit different. And when you show up or you're on the phone and you're telling the homeowner something, and you may say something and they read one of these answers and it's different than what you said, they're going to believe the internet. And trust me, ask any doctor. Doctors are going to say, well, no, it's like, no, man, I read on the internet. You're wrong. so you got to know. So when they ask me questions, I know these answers because I've done the research. I'm in on it. And I'll say, well, if you go to Google and you search and you ask Google, here's what you're going to see. Boom, 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 boom. That's kind of right, but it's also wrong. And here's why it's wrong. Here's the real. And then when you answer it like that, they go, oh shit, this dude knows more than Google. and then you got them, but you should know more than Google. Look, Bob Villa, good for you, brother. But so it's going to keep telling me, it's going to keep telling me questions that people ask. So you're not going to run out of questions. Google's already did all the work for you. So if you guys aren't doing all this shit that I teach you, it's because you're either lazy, you don't have time, something, I don't know, but it's all there. That's what gives you this huge footprint on the internet. That's why our marketing agency, it's I think you guys probably seen, I've been doing all these postings about it, but it's dominate your trade, kick your competition's ass. But it's all of this stuff, and we're going to do it for contractors eventually. But like I said, I want them to learn how to do it themselves, and fire the marketing agency. Or just keep it going and focus on hiring and firing. We got all of that shit in the back office. It's again, as a business owner, your number one job is to replace yourself as quickly as you can. Any questions before we get out of here?
I have a question.
What's that, brother?
So you obviously set the amount that you spend each month on the Google AdWords, but do you set it by day, week, or month?
You can almost do all of it, but it's normally by day. You'll tell Google that you want to spend $5 a day or $20 a day or $50 to $75 a day. In the beginning, I ask people, I say, hey man, just let's take $1,000. Let's take $500 and just throw it out the window and just tell Google, hey, we want to spend $75 a day and we're going to do a lot of broad match words. And then I watch it like 2 or 3 times throughout the day. I'll watch it and see what's getting clicked on, what's not getting clicked on, and immediately start changing stuff right there. So by the end of so within a week, we can dial it back. If you tell Google you're going to spend $300 a month, I think it's like 20 a day or something, they'll help you set up everything. And it's okay, but they'll give you a lot of advice that you don't need. Like to get and I just clicked out of it, but my optimization score is probably like 78. I like to keep it around 80, 82. I never want it at 100. To get it at 100, you got to do all this stupid shit they want you to do, and mainly being they want me to use certain words I don't want to use, but they really want to show my ad everywhere, on YouTube videos, on articles that people are reading. You'll see the ads show up when you're reading something on a blog or somewhere, all of that. So they want to show it everywhere. And I only want my ad to show up when someone specifically goes to Google and types in refinishing wood floors near me or something like that. There's a time to blast it. And when your ad is showing up everywhere, it's a little bit cheaper sometime. But sometimes it's annoying and it'll bug people. The Facebook ads that I run, they're never ads. Anytime you're chasing leads, anytime you're chasing anything, when you're chasing something, that something is doing what? Running. So you've got to build your business and your reputation so that people are chasing you. And that's why when you tell someone, man, it's gonna be $75 for me to come over, they're like, okay, yeah. Okay. It's like, they're like, wow, I thought it'd be more than that. And I'm telling you guys, research this guy, Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer, what he's done with his interior design and construction business is phenomenal. The way he has built that company, but it's because of who he is. He did the podcast. Now he got invited to news stations, and then he got a radio deal. I mean, it's crazy, but he did everything right. But that's what I want you guys to do in Facebook. So back to the Facebook is, I don't run ads saying, oh, call for 20% off or this, or we're running a special. It's like none of that shit. If I'm running Facebook ads, it's something like homeowners avoid these 3 mistakes, or like with Charlie, it'll be 3 things you should never use to clean your hardwood floor. And people are scrolling, arguing about politics, and they say, and they see that, and Charlie's got a video saying, hey, you never want to do this. Here's 3 things you never want to do cleaning your hardwood floors, and here's why. People watch it, they go, oh shit. Never mentions call us. They don't, but they're going to remember that, and they're like, "Oh man, this dude's so busy. He's not even asking us to call him and giving us discounts." And all. I'm too busy to give discounts. I'm too good at what I do to give discounts. But if you have like 2, 3, 4 really good content videos like that, 3 minutes or less, or they can click. And I think Anthony's getting ready to run some ads to give his book away. And I've ran some ads. I think I even ran some ads for Doug to get the book away. It's like for free. Just, hey, even if you can't, maybe you can't afford us, but we want you to make sure it gets done right. Here's a book. And they're like, what? I can afford you. I'll save up money. All of that. Again, it's words you use. It's a perception, a whole bunch of stuff. But it's what I call content advertising, content marketing. So they're scrolling and they see that kind of stuff, and they watch it because it's helpful and it's stuff that they need, and they'll be sharing it with their friends. It's like, hey, you asked me the other day about how to take care of hardwood floors, and that's a big question on the internet, how to take care of your hardwood floors, and vinegar and this or that, and Bonus sells a product that will screw the floor up forever and has to be refinished. And you warn people about that, all of that stuff. But people, you become the guys like, oh man, that dude only wants to help you, yada, yada, yada.
Do you, do you set the amount the exact same for every day of the week, or do you find that there's certain days of the week that are better?
Yeah, so like yesterday we were on here doing Sunday, and my ad came up like 3 or 4th, Home Advisor and Angie's List, and I think Thumbtack. All 3 of them were above me, and I'm usually on top, but they're spending a lot more because they know Sunday is a big day for whatever reason. A lot of ads, a lot of leads come in on Sunday. So I guess, people get home from church, or they're waking up late, hungover, whatever, and they've been meaning to research painters or roofers or windows or something, and Sunday is their day to get on the internet and start looking for it.
Another good day to do it?
But I usually don't. I usually set it. But you can say, hey, I want to spend more money on this day. You can even say I want to spend more money during these hours. I don't. I do like, hey, like $75 a day these days, and I set it for like maybe 7 in the morning. And I used to do like 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. And again, my wife is like, "Are you stupid? People are just getting home at 5. That's when they're going to get on the fucking computer." I said, "No, they work on the computer. They ain't supposed to be, but they are." She said, "Well, set it for 9 o'clock." I was like, because they're going to get home, they're going to make dinner, and at 6 and 7 they're going to be finishing dinner, and then they're going to get on the compu're. And it doesn't matter because again, you only pay when they click. But then when they do, and I answer text messages and stuff, she's like, "What are you doing? You supposed to be after hours." I said, "Nope, you told me to run the ad." And I try to answer it almost immediately, because I answer it, I copy and I paste. This is our procedure. Here's the videos. Here's how much it's going to cost. Send me the pictures. It takes me like 2 seconds, and they know, and it's all of that. But it means a lot to them because they got it immediately, response. But you can change it to hourly. You can change it by the day, by the time. You can say certain words, like something like refinish or repair or installation, whatever you're marketing toward. You can say, hey, I'm willing to spend more money if they're using these words. And if they're using these words, I want to spend less money. You can get as detailed as you want.
Okay. Jason, I have found that another good time is like when you have bad weather right now. Yep. I'm not sure that it works completely as well on Google, but like all of my Facebook ads, if we have a bad weather day, whether it's a lot of rain and I know a lot of people are going to be at home, or whether it's snow, I'll run an ad first thing that morning because a lot of people aren't going to get out that day and they're sitting around fooling around on the computer.
Yeah, they're just right there sitting in front of it.
Right.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Alex, anything?
All good stuff, man. Thank
Thousands
you
of it.
for the refresher. I think we're ready to remake this ad. You know, take control of
It is. It's
ads.
I don't know. As you're writing it all up and stuff, take some screenshots and send it to me and things. There's a good book called Triggers. I think it's Joe Sugarman, but it's like words that trigger certain emotions. So a little bit of the personal development, mental martial arts. That's why when I sold my business, I traveled the world, traveled the country doing personal development seminars, mental martial arts, defend yourself. But so it's whoever controls your thoughts controls you. We think in pictures. So every word that you hear, every word that you read, the sentences will paint will trigger some kind of picture in your mind. And the more we see that picture, we turn that picture into a movie. We play it over and over again. But from those pictures and those movies in our mind that's what gives us the emotions. And from our emotions is what makes us take action. So you have to be able to control the pictures that are in your mind. So as an advertiser, as a marketing, and that book Triggers kind of will show you some words and stuff. Is there certain words because the pictures that they paint in our mind will trigger certain emotions? Scarcity, being like Costco is great at it. It's one, they make you join, so it's like a scarcity right off the bat. You're a member of a club and you're paying $60 a year just to shop. And it's like every time I pay that damn bill, it kills me. I'm like, damn, paying $60 just to go in here and spend money. But then you go in and you think you're getting a great deal because you're buying in bulk, but you've been there enough to where you've seen something. You go, man, I'm gonna get that next time I come in. And when you come in next time, it's not there. So that kind of plays on your mind. It's like, shit, I'm gonna get it. I gotta get it now because next time I come in, it's gonna be gone. So that kind of thing. So when you are doing like right now, like it just snowed. So the only time we got this, we bought a certain amount of product. And as soon as we finished out of that product, we're over with like the fire, all of that stuff. It really does work because it plays on people's emotions. So that has a part of it. But for me, it's like really the quicker you can build that relationship and trust with a person, the better off you're going to be. I mean, there's a lot to it. And I think in the back office of Master Your Business on our sales division, we kind of go into that for hours. Do you remember, Doug? Are you still there? We went forever on just sales. I brought a couple of my buddies in and they did some of their sales training, but it's different. And I'm telling you that How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie it's a classic. And I teach. So again, we're charging for estimates and stuff, but I'm going back like way before the internet, all this shit, before charging for estimates and stuff. One, I'm just a curious person anyway, but I knew how to make connections with people. So as one, I know the area. So if I'm driving someone's neighborhood, I'm trying to relate something personal. Maybe my daughter went to a school, had a dance recital at the school down the street, so I'll bring that up. Or if I pull up, I'm looking for stickers or something in the yard, something that we talk about. You have something in common with everyone you meet. It's up to you to find out what that is, and then you let them talk about themselves and bring all of that in. I walk in, I see a piano, I'm like, oh my God, who plays the piano? Oh, I do, I've been doing this. Do you play? I was like, oh, are you kidding? No. If I got a quarter, I used to be able to play a jukebox, but it's more than a quarter now. But my daughter both of my daughters are musicians. My oldest daughter has a master in music composition and her own music. She teaches over 12 different instruments, and we go in and say, oh, so but all of that stuff, the dog. If I go to someone's house and they got a dog, I don't even acknowledge the homeowner until I've spent 5 minutes with the dog. I'm on my knees, we're licking each other, loving each other and hugging each other, and the job is sold. Just because the dog likes me. I'm like, no, she probably smells my dog. And it's all true. I don't do anything to try to manipulate people. I learned that dating. As soon as you lie and manipulate women, eventually they're going to find out who you really are, and it all goes up in flames anyway. So be, and they'll find that out during the project that you were lying, and that leaves a sour note in their mouth, and they leave bad reviews and all that stuff. But that video I just showed you, like I felt like me and that dude, I felt like we knew each other forever. It's like, I really am going to go up to Lake Tahoe and spend some time on the lake. His boat is on the lake, jet skis, all that shit. He's like, man, if you don't show up, I'm going to be mad. And I try to do that with when I wrote the book, Customer Client, How'd You Treat Your Last Sale, make your last sale your best make your last client your best salesperson for life. My daughter's like, what? And way back when, but it's like at the end of each job, you should be almost best friends with that person to where they are your best salesperson forever. And it's like, they're looking for people for you to do work for. I mean, there's a whole bunch to it. It's like, there's no start and there's no end, and everything is connected to everything. I don't know. Anything before we get out of here?
Nope. Good stuff, Brian.
Appreciate it, Charlie. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Jason,
Bye, guys.
Get that stuff to me, Jason.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, brother. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.